Welcome to week 6. This is a brief overview video. We're going to dive right into module 6 since by now you know how to navigate the Blackboard course. So first we have the module 6 course content. I cannot stress this enough. You want to make sure you're reviewing these PowerPoint presentations, the key financial ratios that will assist you through this module and others. And then again, if you have not, make sure you review the tutorial videos in the manual for Globus. Next, we have the Chapter 4 Smart Book activity. Majority of students are doing very well. There are a few that are struggling. Keep in mind, you want to take your time. You want to make sure you're reading the text and addressing each question one by one. If you perform this method, you should be fine. You should be scored in the 90s or if not 100. So if you are not, make sure you're taking your time. Next, we have a discussion board that will be focusing on the tangible and intangible resources for a company. You get to choose that company, and then you're going to tell me what its competitive, important resources are, tangible and or intangible. You're going to be explaining each resource. Then you're going to review the posts of your peers and, of course, provide a comment on at least 2 other posts. Next, we have the Chapter 4 quiz. Next, we have the Chapter 5 case study about Twitter Inc. in 2019. Most of you did fantastic in the first case study. If you're wondering why we went from case study 1 to case 5, it's because they don't go in order by the chapters, meaning that case 1 covered chapters 1 through 3. Case 5 covers chapters 1 through 4. So that's why you have case 5 for this week. Next, we have the Module 6 report. Here is where you're going to be identifying the weapons of competition within the camera segment, the weapons of competition within the drone segment. Then also, you're going to be analyzing the 2 market segments that you're competing within. What are the key factors for you being a successful competitor within the drone market and within the camera segment? And lastly, we have the Globus Simulation Year 8 decisions. So now let's go ahead and look at the outcome of Year 7. Before we look at the outcome of Year 7, I would like to congratulate Company E for earning a spot within the top 100 rankings. Now, if you may say, well, what's the top 100 rankings? Well, there's other schools besides us who are using Globus this semester. There's actually normally a couple hundred schools, which equates to a couple thousand teams that are currently using Globus. Obviously, we're just really competing within ourselves with our course or our class, but it also shows you how you are comparing to other teams and other colleges throughout the nation. So Company E had a score of 106 that tied for 87th place for overall game-to-date score, and for a return on average equity of 51%, tied for 93rd place. So great job, Company E. That's an outstanding effort on your part, and it's hard to get within the top 100. So even if you only hit it once a semester, that's still fantastic. Now, I have had teams who, once they get on there, they stay on it all semester and they keep on climbing up the rankings. I have teams have been as high as the top 10 in some of the different categories. You can see them all within Globus if you want to look at the top 100. Keep in mind, though, you are judged by your competition within the class, but it's still nice to see where you stand among other colleges. And like I said, it's just not community colleges, it's universities as well. And just so you can see that you're just as prepared as a student who is at the university level. All right, let's go ahead and jump in the outcome for Year 7. Here's the Year 7 scoreboard. As you can see, Team E is in first place. But what you should notice, though, is they didn't have a change from Year 6 to Year 7. So sometimes breaking even is almost like winning, because if you drop, you could also drop a spot within the competition. And I'll give you an example of that here in a second. Company A, they're in second place. They gained 8 points. Company C, they gained 5 points. Company D, they gained 4, which they jumped over Company B because Company D gained 4 and Company B lost 2. So it goes to show you sometimes, hey, breaking even is not that bad. to hold on to your top spot. But now keep in mind, Company E is at 106, Company B is at 88. This is a very tight competition. It may not seem that way for Company B because they're at 88 compared to 106, but it is. Trust me. All it would take is Company E to slip and Company B, to gain 8, 10, 12, 20 points in 1 year, which is very possible. I've seen it before. So, right now, to me, anybody could win the simulation right now. Obviously, Company E and Company A, they have a nice little lead on the rest of you, but it's nothing that they can rest on. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at game to date scoreboard, because obviously that was just year 7 scoreboard. Okay, game to date scoreboard, Company E still in first place with 108, Company A is 100, Company B is at 91, Company C is at 90, and Company D is at 89. Then again, I have no complaints when it comes to the scores. I mean, everyone's got at least 1 bonus point. Company A and Company D has 2 bonus points. It obviously seems like everyone's figuring this out. If not, I believe I'd see a team in the 50s like I did last semester. So I would commend every team right now. I would say you're on the right track. Now, I would say Company B, C, and D, you do, as the weeks go on, you do want to make bigger moves if possible, because once you start running out of time, it's going to be hard to, jump 10 to 20 points within the game to date scoreboard. You can do that for 1 year. For the game to date scoreboard, it's going to be a lot tougher. So you really want to, analyze that. And I'm not saying make big moves right now, but, try to decide when you may need to make that move. And the move could be, I don't want to say switching strategy, but just being more aggressive with your strategy. Because it's hard if you completely switch strategy. A lot of times that puts you behind. Sometimes you might have to, but just want make you aware of the score. Since I know obviously this is your first time in the simulation, it is hard to make 20, 30 points up at the very end. So this is when you want to start chipping away, trying to get in the top 3, which in this case, between 3 and 4 is only 1 point, and from 4 to 5 is only 1 point. So really, I should say the top 2, you want to really start making those moves. But overall, it's been a great competition so far. And really, if Company E didn't have 108, it would be extremely tight then. It would be between 89 to 100. So Company E is that outlier that's really making, I don't want to say making everyone else look bad, but it's really making it a little bit tougher for you to catch first place. So just keep that in mind. Everyone, I believe, is on the right path. Communicate with your team members. Don't get complacent with your scores, and keep it up and finish strong. Have a great week.